Hey, welcome to Millgap Farms. It's a beautiful day on the farm, that is for sure. We got a little bit of a warm day, so I need to get a lot of the lines done, or as many as I can, right? So today, guys, I'm up in the woods. We're heading up in here now. Let me show you where we're gonna be today. Now, you really can't see it, but right there, I gotta work from the road up, and then I'm going all the way to the other side of the property. Section right over here is what I've got to do, and basically it's probably 3 or 4 laterals. It's not a lot, it's definitely steep, that's for sure. I'm gonna get the taps changed out, and then over on this side over here we've got some lines to run, and then change all the taps out over to the end of the property. So last night it was cold, you know, the normal in the low 30s, maybe upper 20s, but it's going to warm up today in the upper 30s, maybe the low 40s. And that's what we need in order to clean the last set of lines. What we've been doing on this line cleaning, let me show you, I got a little brush. And I think that thing is probably 30 some inches long, but I'll measure it to let you guys know. That right there, guys, see it? That's a brush used to clean a camelback. And I remember back in the day when I was riding my mountain bike all the time and racing and doing that sort of thing, you had to keep the camelback clean if you wanted to not get sick from what's in it, right? Because it could get funky, especially if you put Gatorade or Powerade or something like that in it. So I don't do that anymore, but I still got a couple of my tools. And this is one of them, and it works really well. So we end up taking the lines, and let me show you, let me get a line to show you. All right, so this is a line that I took out. It's no longer good, I'm gonna throw it away. But let me show you what we end up doing. In order to get it off, we've got a tool that we're gonna use. In this case, I'm just gonna cut it with a knife. We got that cut. We squirt a little bit of water on this. Now keep in mind, these have already been, as with all of our lines, have already been sanitized. So what we're doing, if there's any funk left in here, we spray a little water on this, and we start the process of just pushing it all the way up. Now this would be attached on a line, so this will get pushed, this brush gets pushed all the way to the end of this, right? And then sometimes you gotta scrub it. So you gotta push back and forth, scrub it, pull it out. And once you do, the next step is putting our taps on. This is what a tap looks like. Let me get it out of here for you. That's a tap, okay? And so we use a little tool to press the tap onto this, the tap onto this, and then it doesn't come off. We have to do that every year on the farm. We have approximately 3,000 taps on the farm. Just swapping out the taps alone takes me probably around 3 to 4 weeks. Let me back up. I probably could do it in 2 to 3 weeks if I wasn't doing line work as well. So normally we do our line work, which is fixing lines from bear bites and squirrel bites and then trees that fall down. We do that first, and then we come back and do the taps. And we typically put our taps on after the first freeze. So we're well into that time of the year. As you can tell, there's no leaves on the trees. So we're well into the time of the year when we have plenty of cold weather and the bugs aren't going to go back up in here. And so what we do is we go ahead and replace the taps. And once the tap is done, we loop it back together. And I'm just going to stick it in there so you kind of get an idea what it looks like. It'll be hanging on a tree somewhere. This gives us the opportunity to do a test on our system. So we run a mechanical vacuum, and that vacuum, let me back up a little bit. This line right here actually produces its own vacuum because it's a 3/16 line. It's a really interesting technology, but not every tree gets the same amount of vacuum. And to overcome that, we run a mechanical vacuum. And as a result, that allows the vacuum to be on every single tap equally, which means we get the most water out of the tree, which means we can make the most syrup that can be made given the number of taps we have. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you guys, right? When I'm talking about it, sometimes I gotta think out loud a little bit to kind of give it to you. But basically, mechanical vacuum ensures that every tree has the same amount of vacuum, and although we're pulling water out of those trees, we're not hurting those trees. So since we're not hurting the trees, what we want to do is be as efficient as we can, and that's what that mechanical vacuum does. It gives us that mechanical advantage to be really efficient, and that works really well for us. So with the mechanical vacuum, we want to do a test right before the season to make sure we still don't have any more leaks. Because, as an example, I was up on top, finishing tippy top, and not even a week later, a bear had come through and knocked out 2 of my laterals. So, between now and maple season, which may be as many as a month away from now or a little bit longer, it is possible that a bear, squirrel, a tree can come back down, and if it does, it's easier to find the leak during a test than it is to find the leak when we're tapping. So we want to get all this kind of work done beforehand, and that's what we're doing today. I'm going to be right up there. Let me show it to you. So I don't know if I can kind of help you understand how steep that is. If you look over there, you kind of see it, but right here it goes almost vertical. And the section we're working on is right over here, from about where you see that little lateral right there down. There's about 4 laterals, or maybe 100 taps in there. Once that's done, we're gonna go down here in the bowl. I call this the bowl because I like this little circle here. It reminds me of a bowl. So we're gonna start over there, and we're going all the way up to the other end of the farm. It's probably 400 or 500 meters up. And once we get all that done, we will have had all the lines checked, all of them have been seeded, and now it's time to go into testing mode. Don't need that, we don't need this. So when we're going in the woods, we want to carry the tools that we think we're going to need. And typically that's going to be my 2-handed tool, which is this guy right here. If you haven't seen some of our other videos, this thing rocks. It's a 2-handed press tool. It presses on the tees or the drops. You can put a tap on with it, but it's not the easiest thing. If you're putting taps on, this is what you want right here. All right, so that tool, pretty simple. And let me show you, I'll show you how it works. So basically, we just go ahead and put the line in there. We pull a tap out. Let me grab a tap. I'm not going to press it on because this is a good tap, and this is not a good drop. You just take it, push it in like so, and you press. And when you press, the tool will push that tap on, and you as a person cannot get that tap off. A bear can, but you can't. So that's what creates that seal. It's that rubber, or it feels like rubber, but it's not really, it's a plastic. But that plastic just binds right around it, creates that seal, and that's the tool that we use to put it on with. It's pretty cool. Well, something else I'm gonna carry with me today, guys, is some pink tape. I use pink to let myself know that that's firewood, or a tree that I can take for firewood. I use orange as a tree, a maple tree that I can add to the lines. And every now and again, we still find a couple. There's my pink tape. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'll usually just put it in my pocket. That'll work. My orange tape is in my other pocket already. Some extra fittings. That goes in the back of my pack here. Let me get this back on. Had it on. It was working before. My pants won't stay up. You guys hear that? That's Bugger Rooster. I can hear him all the way up here. All right, let's go, guys. I'll show you what it's like to get one of these done. We got to climb in a little bit. It's not going to be too bad. In fact, this is fairly easy to walk up. It's not always this easy, let me tell you. Sometimes you're walking up this like this right here. That could be kind of difficult. You can see a lot of deer use this, bear use this. You know, before I started making maple syrup, I was always wondering, why is that stuff so expensive? You know, after my first year, I think I've pretty much figured it out. This takes a lot of work. It's a labor of love, that's for sure. So if anybody ever gives you maple syrup that they made themselves, take it and enjoy it, because hours and hours and hours went into making it. So you can see right there, that's some of the funk that's in there. Now I believe it's been neutralized because we had our sanitizing agent in there. You can see it. Well, let's get that out of there. All right, what we want to do, we're going to have to keep this thing stretched. Not right this second, but when we try to put our little brush in there, we want it fairly straight. Couple squirts makes it nice and moist. Now you watch when it goes up in there. A lot of it's already going to come out, but there's going to be some that's stuck. There it is. You see a little bit of it stuck. What we want to do is we're going to pull that out, and we'll just take a quick look at it. It turned it funky on the end. Shake it off. Push it all the way in again. This time we're gonna go all the way to the very end, where it enters the T. Yep, there we are. Almost at the T. It's hard to see, guys. Pull it out. Come on, there we go. Oh, I see something up in there. I still want to get it. Got it. All right, so still a little bit in there. Actually, that's on the outside, so I'm calling that good. In order to get the tap on, all we're going to do is we're going to connect it like so. Reach into our pocket, grab our tap out of there, set it up. Little kind of a double pump there. There we go. Tap is on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to seat it. Now I'm not seating it super tight because I know I got to come back here pretty soon. Plus, super tight doesn't do anything extra. Now we're going to hit trees all along here. We've got a road here, and there is one lateral above the road that we're going to have to do. But there's only, I can count them. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 laterals, and there may be as many as 60 taps on here, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. All right, guys, I am blinded. I can't see you. I'm kind of hoping you can see me. Trying to fix this thing, and because I'm fixing it, I can't see anything at all. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see me or if the light's starting to flicker. It's dark, and I gotta say, without Isabel's help, I'd still be in the woods working. Albeit I'm still in the woods now, but I'm not working. Well, about midday, it started raining, and I came out of the woods for about 45 minutes. And then towards the tail end of the rain, I went right back in the woods. And then not too long after that, Isabel came up to help me out. So I went down and got her set up. We came in the woods and we started working. And I gave her a pair of snips, like pruners, brand new pruners, Fisker pruners. That's what we used to cut drops off. I cut the drop, well, I didn't cut them. I showed her how to cut all the drops off, and she went around ahead of me snipping drops. When I say snip and drop, she cut the tap off, right at the tap. She did a great job. And I was able to come back and clean every single one of the drops, put a new tap on, and then seat it. So we're just about ready for testing. We do have one drop, or not drop, one lateral, if you will, that pretty much got destroyed. So we didn't do any of that lateral. It's probably 15 to 20 taps on that lateral. We're gonna have to rebuild the whole thing. I can do that when it's cold. What we were really up against today is, this is the last day it's gonna be warm. So the next week or two, we're looking in the 30s. Anything that would be stuck in a drop or any of that funky stuff, we couldn't get it out. So we rushed really hard to get it done, and Isabel stepped up to the plate and did a great job. The next time I'm in the woods, I'm gonna get her to do what she did before, and I'll take a video and show it to you guys. She did a great job. It was so much fun working with her. So thanks everybody for watching our videos. We really appreciate it. We hope you're enjoying them as much as we enjoy making them for you. They're a lot of fun. They really are. And we always enjoy sharing what God's done for us. We hope you're enjoying them. Do consider giving us a thumbs up. It means a lot. But you know what really means a lot? Is to hear from you in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. I learned so much from you. Thanks a lot for watching. And until next time, God bless you guys. All right, it is really dark here. I'm going in. Actually, I'm gonna get something to drink. Now I gotta go uphill and turn around. Isabel drank all my tea. All right, let's get out of here. You know what, guys? You've never come off the mountain in the dark. Let's see what it looks like. Gotta go up to the sharp turn to turn around. That way, because I can't see behind me. Anybody remember this turn? I know I won't forget it. Bouncy, bouncy. Now we gotta go backwards. That's always a little sketchy in the dark. I cannot see. Let's turn my headlight off. All right, headlights off. We're going forward. Let's get out of here. Look at the view, but not much to see in the dark unless you look up. Then you can see the stars and they are gorgeous. I think I can see the Christmas tree from here. No, not a Christmas tree. What is that? Oh, it's our mantle with lights on it. That's pretty cool. Oh boy. All right, guys, we're back to the barn. Actually, we're just close to the barn.